Mayor Joe Taylor show a day early. Jeff Underwood, this guy is Jerry White. What's up?
Just here hanging out with our new friend. Actually, I'm gonna let I'm gonna let the Right Reverend introduce his guest on the show today. Joe,
yes,
welcome.
Thrilled to death of first off, as we're having the show a day early, just really so that we could introduce our a good friend of the state especially, and that's Wes Allen. He's our Secretary of State. There's no doubt he's running for Lieutenant Governor, and would love to see him be our #1 legislator in the state of Alabama.
That'd be huge.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Welcome, Secretary
Thank
Allen.
you. I appreciate that, guys.
So
Thank you very
do
much.
we call you Mr. Secretary?
Wes.
Is that okay?
Wes.
Wes.
I've been a probate judge. I've been a legislator. Now I'm the secretary. But Wes is.
Wes is okay.
You are state rep, right?
I was a state rep.
Yeah. Who's a better state rep? You or Mac Butler?
Easy.
Oh, come on, man.
You want to start off? I mean, like, what are we doing here? Right out the gate.
I want you to already run the whole relationship.
Mac, that was him.
Sorry about it.
Y'all just take a guess on whichever three you want to look at. Just look at this right
I don't know
now.
where I'm looking.
Oh,
We got you
my
from all
goodness.
that.
How funny.
Hey, so
I told you he'll run it.
let's start way back.
Okay.
Why in the world would you want to do something like this? Great education.
Yeah.
You're a really good athlete. You played with some amazing players down in T-Town. And you decide, hey, I'm going to get into politics.
I don't know that it was my choice. God has a journey for each and every one of us.
Amen. Sure.
And my goal in life was to be an athletics director because I was a walk-on Alabama football player. Freddie Kitchens, Ed Sissom, some Todrick Malone,
Yeah.
just wonderful, athletes that represented our team well, but I wanted to be an athletics director because I wanted to hang around and be involved, and that's what I was doing. That was the track I was on, and I was working at Troy University in their athletics department, and the probate judge decided to retire midterm in 2009, and I said, I think I can do that.
Heck yeah.
And so, as you know, Joe, the governor makes those appointments.
Right.
And so I put my hat, threw it in there, and lo and behold,
Roll Tide.
Bob Riley, Governor Riley, appointed me as probate judge, and I served out those 3 remaining years of Judge Stone, and then I ran for my own term, and I ran unopposed.
Wow.
And
Well, you ran them all, didn't you?
so it's either they didn't want the
Kinda
job
sounds like
or,
you,
or
though.
I was doing, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, God has plans for each and every one of us. And I tell people that all the time, and that everybody has a purpose. And, I just wanted to make sure I'm in alignment with his will for my life and having my family in alignment. And got a wonderful wife in Kay and 2 beautiful children. And we just want to listen to him and do what he has for us, and be obedient.
Talk about that a little bit. Talk about Kay and your boys
Sure.
and Pike County. Just kind of
Yeah.
give us that story a little bit.
So I was born and reared in Cottondale, Alabama.
Great
That's in
defense.
Tuscaloosa County, unincorporated part of Tuscaloosa County. And I grew up at the end of a dirt road and went on and walked on and played football at the University of Alabama. Wasn't a very good player. I like to joke that I couldn't play dead in a Western. But I got up and showed up each and every day. And it taught me a lot about preparation. It taught me a lot about how to succeed. It taught me a lot about how to handle success, how to handle when you're not successful. It taught me a lot about how to handle when you're not prepared and the ramifications of that. It taught me a lot about teammates. It taught me a lot about being a part of a team. And I think a lot of us really want to be a part of something bigger than ourselves.
That's right.
And so that was what I wanted. I knew I was not a very talented player, but I wanted to give everything that I had and be the best that I could possibly be.
Heck yeah.
I met my wife there. She was the head Crimsonette for the $1 Million Band.
Now he's showing off.
Yeah, now I'm showing off.
Yeah.
And she's
Smart man.
from Bibb County, and we'll be married 26 years on Thursday.
Heck yeah, man.
Thanksgiving Day, it will be our 26th wedding anniversary.
Heck yeah,
so I'm
that's
very,
awesome.
very proud of her. And
Congratulations on that.
yeah, thank you. And Davis is 23, just married like 2 weeks ago. So we've had that change in our life. And then my daughter Dee is a 21-year-old senior at the University of Alabama. So
Heck
we're
yeah.
very, very proud of both of them. And, we ended up in Troy on a graduate scholarship working for their athletics department, as I kind of alluded to earlier. And that's what got us to Troy and Pike County. And that's where, our home is, our homestead. And that's where our church family is, First Baptist Church of Troy. And love that body of believers and just a big part of our life.
My niece graduated from Troy. My
Yeah.
nephew's at Troy right now.
Yeah.
Landon Strasburg. His dad is a physician down in Dothan, and they love Troy. I mean, they have kids that went to
Mark
Alabama.
Gidley's grandson
Yeah.
is the SGA president
Oh, yeah.
at Troy University.
How about that?
Alan's
Alan's
son.
Mark Gidley. What
Yeah.
a voice on that guy.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean,
Let
They
that
always-
guy, let that guy
Yeah.
pray.
don't let him
Promise you.
pray. He'll invoke
No.
Abraham Lincoln in his
Yeah,
prayer.
yeah,
I mean, you
will.
got to
He goes
Bless
way
him
back.
all.
Pastor
He
Mark.
goes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark's great.
But Troy's a great area. What a
We
fun
enjoy
place.
it. But that's kind of my quick, little bio.
So you oversee Alabama state elections. That's obvious, right? You got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of responsibilities.
No,
with
no
the
stress there.
None.
67 counties, right?
Sure.
Have we grown or we
Just
taken away?
67.
We're staying right about there, yeah.
Stay in there.
Just in case we pull away, you never know.
Well, be careful. Be
You Rainbow
careful.
City County.
That's right. Hey, I like that.
Yeah.
So what does your normal job look like on a Tuesday?
Oh,
Just
wow.
for folks watching.
Well, some important aspects of the duties and jurisdiction. There's over 1,000 different duties that the legislature has assigned to the Secretary of State's role over the years since we've been a state. A large portion of it is administrative, is ministerial. A lot of things that the probate judge did in that role there, that experience helped me tremendously in the current role that I'm at. It's just a lot bigger scale.
Yeah.
But as far as elections go, you're really working with the 68 different probate judges. There's 2 in Jefferson County. But you work with the probate judges. They are the chief elections official in every county. And they are the ones that run our elections. They get it done. They are boots on the ground. They work with their circuit clerks who handles absentee voting. They work with the sheriffs who handle the custody of the ballots and security of our precincts. And then, of course, you've got to work with the boards of registrars who handle voter file maintenance. And so there are 67 different elections going on election day. Just think about it that way. That's really what it is. You got 67 different ones on election day. And we kind of help with guidance, with the law, with things that they need to be successful on election day. That's kind of where we come in and kind of help because they're doing the heavy lifting at the local level. As far as elections go, there's another aspect of the job that really kind of dominates, and that's business services. A lot of people, like when you go to set up your LLC for Powell Media, you've probably interfaced with our website, and you've probably seen my face, and you go to the business entities, and you register your name, you do all those things, you pay the fees, and do all of that. But you got to make sure in that role you are someone that wants to help business and be business friendly, because the wrong person in that job can make things very, very difficult. And we know folks are really working hard out there to make a living, provide for their families, and do the things they need to do to invest in their communities. And we want to make sure we remove any undue red tape and bureaucracy so they can be successful. And we've done just that. And in a nutshell, elections, business services, I'm kind of leaving out a lot, but for the sake of time, those 2 really kind of dominate what we do in our office.
That's a tough Tuesday.
Oh,
It's a tough Tuesday.
That's a long.
But I mean, honestly, that's rubbed off on what you and I talk about starting businesses in Rainbow City.
Sure.
This city right here does that very same thing. They try to make it easy for businesses to come in. And it's easy to recruit a business in Rainbow City. Not that you're not America's mayor, which we all know, but when you say, hey, come to Rainbow City, mayor can just lay out, this is why you come, and they make it easy to get here. So that's what you're doing.
Yeah, we want to make sure we're working with mayors and with anybody that wants to work together and join hands, and let's make sure Alabama is a business-friendly spot so people can be successful.
I think it's done.
I think that's the thing about in my situation. I was business first, so I've been doing business for 40 years, doing a lot of business with a lot of big companies. But when Wes went into, you could start to see them start to speed up government, which is something that that I just hang my hat on, is the ability that government can work, and it can work at a reasonable pace. Not fast. I'm not trying to make things go faster than they need to, but I think that's one of the things Secretary of State's office has done well.
Sure.
Is that you can interface with that larger component of government and get your information, and then pull back away and go work.
That's right.
That's our job, is to put people to work, and yet for years and years, and especially in local government, we've slowed that system down to the point where it's crawling around, And now that we've got it moving, we've seen just this city go from a $9 million budget to over $20 million budget in 5 years. Now, I like to say that's me.
Is it
The
not?
truth is, it's, well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
I got you.
the truth is it's creating a machine that's lubricated and ready to go to work.
Sure.
And I think that's what the Secretary of State's office does.
Well, I think I just got an email from your office the other day about a form to be sure that I filled out this certain business form on time, which I would have forgotten, to be honest with you, had I not got that email. So thank you, sir.
I'm gonna need you to pay my payroll taxes.
You're
would
very
you?
welcome.
Make sure that's on time.
We want to keep people out of trouble.
You need
Yeah,
to call
I mean,
James Shelnut,
you
my
know.
attorney, to
Jane, I just talked to him.
But
about
yeah,
it.
that's one of the advisors down at Secretary of State's office. I called, it's been a couple of years ago, just had a simple question about business. And they said, we need to keep you working because we need
Sure.
business, And I think that attitude versus trying to find a way to slow you down or stop you is totally different. And it's adverse to what's been happening, for the last 150 years.
Sure.
And I think that's a big reason why, not only invited Wes up, but the fact that he would show up, to a little small town and say, hey, listen, I'll give you guys some time. I think that's critical in the sense of him being the chief legislative guy soon.
But when you go from 9 million
Mhm.
to 20 million
Mhm.
in less than 3 years,
Mhm.
right? COVID
Something's
year.
happening
Something's
good.
happening
Yeah.
in Rainbow City, right? Something that Jerry and I talked about years ago when elections were happening, it was a big deal.
Mhm.
Cyber security.
Mhm.
Alabama County has been on the forefront.
Mhm.
You and your office have been out there, national news about taking care of our election integrity. We've got some other news to talk about with you, but talk about that real quick and what your office has done with election integrity.
Man, since day one, since I raised my right hand and placed my left hand on the Bible and took the oath, that was to uphold and support the Constitution of our state and our United States and our laws. We wanted to make sure we fortified Alabama elections. We want to make sure that the people of this state, when they lay down at night on election night, they can trust the results they have seen come in. And we believe in election day. I believe in election day. I don't believe in an election month season. And Alabama's done some really good things, but we wanted to make sure that we fortified it, making sure that we'll always have paper ballots. That is now state law. Making sure the tabulators cannot be connected to the internet. Making sure that we do not have ranked choice voting. You see that in other states. It's chaos and confusing. Making sure that we prohibit absentee ballot harvesting because it does go on, it does happen, and we wanted to make sure that we were prohibiting that practice here in the state of Alabama. And so we've done some really, really neat things, but the first and foremost thing in our front of our mind that we tackled was voter file maintenance. And with the help of the Board of Registrars around the state, if you do not have regular, robust voter file maintenance, it can get off in a ditch in a hurry.
Sure.
And so we recognize that is the foundation of election integrity, and we've done some really, really fine work. It's just like daily hygiene. We all brush our teeth and wash our hair and wash our face, take showers. We take that same approach to voter file maintenance.
Yeah, it's funny. Our city clerk, every morning when I walk into her office, she's purging the voter file based on the obituaries. Which, you think about that constant maintenance, that brushing.
She's gangster, though.
Has she ever thought about running for Secretary of State?
She's the real deal.
She's legit. She's legit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Absentee voting is like a big topic right now.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get the confidence of the people? Although you see these things happen in other states and other cities, how can Alabama I'm not worried about that because I know we have these safeguards.
Yeah, sometimes the national news, people watch it obviously,
Sure.
and they get a little apprehensive or disturbed by what they see going on in other places. But in Alabama, we really do, in my opinion, have the best election system out there.
Yeah.
Like I said before, we vote on one day.
Right.
We have paper ballots where you always have the receipts of something,
Yeah.
where you needed to challenge something or whatever. The tabulators are tabulators. They're not connected to any type of internet modem. There's not something from Bluetooth, Wi-Fi beaming down trying to change votes or whatever. But with absentee voting, it's an excuse absentee voting. It's not a no excuse deal. So that's another. Listen, absentee voting is important. Do not get me wrong. There are a lot of people that depend on it. We've got to make sure we protect it. And that means prosecuting people who want to take advantage and manipulate the absentee process. And it has happened. We got a conviction this past June in Clay County with absentee election fraud. We got a trial going to start in January in Mobile with absentee election fraud. And so there have been several cases that have been referred to the AG's office out of our office with absentee election fraud. And we're going to continue to be vigilant because the people want to depend on making sure their elections are secure and transparent and accountable.
That was one of our live questions just now.
Yeah.
Do you deal with more real fraud or mostly myth? Obviously, you guys just heard it's real, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously
It is, and we do take complaints into our office. Now, we cannot prosecute or we can't investigate, but we can be that first probable cause type look.
That makes sense.
And then pass that on to the prosecuting authorities, whether it be the local DA or the AG in our state. And so we push that out the door to them, and then they pick the ball up from there.
Well, there's a lot of misinformation out there.
No,
If
really?
Wait, he's never watched this show, so I thought we could slide it under the table for him. Right? Yeah.
just wait.
What's one myth about the Alabama election you wish that people could better understand or have a better grasp of? Like, I think there was some fraudulent stuff going on here. There's no way that everybody didn't vote for Joe his first election.
Sure.
Correct.
100%.
Somebody messed that up.
And I think that's what they're fixing now.
Good.
Every vote.
Well, there weren't many of them.
There wasn't.
Myth. Trying to think.
That's a good thing.
I had to get
That's a
back to
good
me on
thing.
that. Yeah, I mean,
okay.
it's, they just, like I said earlier, people watch what goes on nationwide and they think that what may be happening in another state, we're kind of the same setup. We're not. Like the machines.
Yeah.
There's a lot of states out there that print on demand. Like their ballots aren't pre-printed like ours. Ours are pre-printed and delivered to the probate judge, and then the probate judge and sheriff disperse them to the precincts. So there's some states that when you walk in, you're doing the touch screen.
Yeah.
And then they print those ballots on demand.
Right.
And then that's where some of the other states have gotten in trouble
Mm.
and where some things have really kind of blown up on some of the headlines that you've seen.
I read
But
where they went and got stuff from the Office Max.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the way our system is set up, that's just not the way we do it. And we pre-print those ballots for a reason.
Sure.
Because sometimes if you print on demand, they can mess up and print the wrong ballot or do whatever. So we want to make sure that it's least possibilities as possible.
You guys led the
Make
way
sure.
on that. I mean,
Yeah.
Alabama was at the forefront.
And let me say this,
Yeah.
we will be introducing on our absentee ballots on May 19th primary an invisible, basically authenticator that will be invisible to the naked eye, but you'll have to have some specialized equipment to see it on your absentee ballot, just as a way to give another
Heck yeah, I love
way that the public can say, you know what, that's an authentic, real paper ballot. It's not some made-up Xerox copy.
Do you find that, and we're going to get to the business side of this as well for a minute. And Jared's got a lot of questions he's going to ask you.
I don't.
But do you find that that's that's been an issue? That people don't turn out because here over the last, let's go decade.
Well, at least since 2020.
For
Fact.
sure, right?
Right,
We're not
right.
going to show up because it's rigged or
Mhm.
this is not a real election. They have in place who they want in place.
Mhm.
Have you seen that in your office or in Alabama?
I mean, we get questions about folks that are still questioning the 2020, all that
Sure.
coming out of that.
Sure.
But I can tell you, as a former probate judge who, proofed and laid out the ballots, who got it printed, who appointed poll workers, trained poll workers, traveled to the precincts on election day, that was at the courthouse at 5:30 in the morning, getting the day going, who was there, the last one leaving, walking out of the Pike County Courthouse when the day's done. These probate judges, circuit clerks, absentee election managers, sheriffs, they do a heck of a job. Boards of registrars. And I think these communities know their local elected officials and they trust them.
Sure. I believe
Now,
that.
you've got some folks that
I believe
don't,
that.
but I mean, by and large, they trust their local officials.
Well, I would put ours up against anybody.
Sure.
Judge Hassel is
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no doubt. And
Scott.
Sam and Scott, I mean,
Yeah.
they do a great job.
You know, and I've got Beth Lee. She's president of the league.
Talk about a feather in your hat.
Actually, of the
if you
state
wore
of
a hat.
Alabama for clerks and administrators.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I've watched Beth for the last 8 months for our municipal election, just live inside that election process and the constant questions where she's fielding questions from all the clerks all over the state, sending those down to the Secretary of State's office to get an immediate answer. And I think that's one of the other things that I don't know if it was there before, but if there's an immediate answer to any question these clerks and probate judges have, and I think that's a commentary to what the Secretary of
If
State's
people
doing.
didn't have confidence, once Beth Lee came on this show,
That's right.
and the questions that was asked her and how she explains stuff, man, she's
She's different.
she's
I
top
promise you
notch.
that. You know, Beth's, you know, she's trying to give me that deadline of when she might potentially leave her office, you know, and, you know, we're going to have to settle down on
Don't
that.
let her
People
leave.
would
Pump the brakes.
Right.
People would
That's
ticket.
right, pump the brakes.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. Somebody was saying, I'm not voting anymore.
Yeah, let me ask this, and we'll move on as far as the Secretary of State stuff. What do you hope your legacy is when you get elected to, you know?
Leaving the office better than I found it,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
and, you know, assembling a team that I call first round draft picks like you have in your office. I know you're proud of Beth and your whole staff and chief of police and fire chief. I mean,
Easy without.
Don't bring Camden.
Easy with that.
it's,
Hey, you got-
am I going too far?
Yeah, you got too
Okay.
far. You're too far.
Yeah.
We'll pull you back.
Okay, all right. But assembling a team that has the same philosophical beliefs, that believes like I do, and is always pushing forward, and you know, trying to push through and the bureaucracy that we run into working with other agencies and other things. And so we want to make sure that we just get up each and every day and work hard, because 5 million people of this state I represent.
That's awesome.
That is an awesome responsibility. And to
sure.
think about, just for a minute, just reflect on, man, those people are putting their trust in you.
That's right.
And to never embarrass them, to work extremely hard. And even though they may not always agree with you on every single particular issue, there are so many things that
that's okay.
we can do and
Sure.
can work together on, and we want to make sure that we go out and work hard each and every day. And
So,
I just
I gotta
wanna
ask
make
this
sure.
question.
Yeah.
Sure.
Got to ask this question. It's from Brett Tyler Smith.
Oh,
Yeah.
easy
If
with
you
that.
wanna-
one.
If you
Here
want
we
to,
go.
he's in the future. Will there ever be a time come where business owners can vote in the city their business is in, even if their homestead is outside of that district?
I don't think so.
He knew the answer. He just wants to be heard.
Yeah. Hey, man.
He wanted to ask. And
What's
he
his
is a
name?
small business owner.
It's a great
Brett
question.
Smith.
Yeah, it
Brett
is a good
Tyler
question.
Smith. He's got a great business. Good friend of Mayor Joe Taylor and his
Right.
entire shows.
Right.
Wonderful, wonderful guy.
But he's an Auburn guy.
Yes.
It's
Now,
okay.
Fu, the lawnmower guy's calling me, so that's
okay.
good. Thanks for watching.
I
Fu.
just talked to
Appreciate
him.
you guys.
He didn't watch it.
Thank you, buddy.
Lawnmower.
I just
I
love
love
the
the
way
way you
Lawnmower
had
guy.
that.
Yeah.
Love the way you had
He
that
works
said.
on all of our lawnmowers, and of course, Mayor
In Etowah
knows him.
County.
Busy, busy, yeah. That's so
Let's
funny.
see.
All right, so let's do this.
Go ahead. I'm just going to go through some of the questions.
Lieutenant Governor.
Oh, man. Yeah.
My.
Big deal.
Why? We know,
Mm-hmm.
but why? Why are you?
Mm.
I'm in.
Because it's important.
Mm.
And big shoes to fill, you know, with Governor Ainsworth leaving. You know, he's term limited, so it'll be an open seat. Because it's important, because Alabama's a great place to live and call home,
For
and
sure.
one that, you know, I was born and I'm proud to be a son of Alabama, and I want to see it succeed. And I want to be a part of the team that is leading Alabama and making sure that we have a great place. Our culture's great. Just so many things going for Alabama. I mean, we see the influx of people coming in, right? Because we got good leadership. And Rainbow City is a great example. You've got great leadership. When you've got good leadership, people want to be a part of it.
Sure.
And Lieutenant Governor is an important role. You don't have a vote in the state Senate, but you do preside over the state Senate and the proceedings that go on in there. And so, in my opinion, there's no better candidate that is more qualified to serve as the next Republican Lieutenant Governor than myself. I mean, I've served in the State House. I've passed bills. I've worked with other people as a team to make Alabama better. And we want to make sure that we're continuing that in the future. And I want to make sure that we've got good, strong, conservative Christian leadership in that role.
Mhm.
What will be your obviously most people that watch our show,
Mhm.
they know what the lieutenant governor does, but briefly talk about that, what the lieutenant governor does,
Mhm.
and then talk about, we know about your legislative leadership. There's no question about that. But what are your priorities if elected as lieutenant governor?
Yeah, so the lieutenant governor presides over the Alabama State Senate, does not have a vote unless there's a tie. But one of the things that's really important is the appointing authority the lieutenant governor has. You know, there's a lot of boards and commissions out there that are that operate in our state that are not elected. They're just like, you know, bureaucratic boards and commissions. You got to make sure that you have somebody appointing folks of like mind, folks of conservative philosophy, to make sure these boards and commissions operate efficiently. And you've got about 167 boards and commissions that the lieutenant governor appoints to.
Still waiting for my phone call for one of
Well,
those.
I mean, you know,
We'll get
let's
you in
let's
there.
take a look and see what's going on.
You're in the queue line.
Okay.
The lieutenant governor also assigns Senate bills to their committees, and doesn't assign House bills, but he does help assign Senate bills. And then just overall, the lieutenant governor is an important voice, and
No doubt.
got to make sure that you have somebody in that seat that understands that process and can lead and can help Governor Coach Tuberville get his agenda passed, and that's what we want to
Yeah.
do.
Well, I like that too.
Yeah.
It's funny. I
Yeah.
think it's perfect.
You see what he
Alabama
just did
guy,
there?
Auburn guy.
Yeah.
We see what you're
Working
doing.
together, already proven it. That's right.
Well, you need a defensive coordinator because Tommy sucked at defense. Let's be honest.
Hey, why
Coach,
we gotta do that?
I didn't say
Exploited
that.
that, right?
Can we?
I didn't say that. He said it.
He knows. We've had that conversation before. Hey, interesting question. What's your take on occupational taxes?
Occupational
Danny
taxes. No, don't like them.
Good. I don't like any taxes.
I mean,
I don't
yeah.
know anybody that does.
But I go down Joe's path but I don't mind paying for premium services.
Sure.
Right. So
Well, I think that's the thing is, you know, and I appreciate that, Danny. way to go. But no, I think it's like with me. I mean, I'm a mayor. I pay occupational tax
That's
in my
right.
city.
Sure.
You know, and it's to be able to maintain the infrastructure. I mean, if we take $2.5–3 million away from the city of Rainbow City, how are we going to put it back?
Yeah.
You know, we can talk about the cost of the loaf of bread and how we can begin to eliminate things based on the price or based on cost and that kind of thing. But the truth is, you know, these machines have been set up years and years in advance. Going back to the late 1950s when occupational license fee came in so that you could keep and improve your road and your infrastructure. That hasn't changed. I mean, that, you know, infrastructure didn't go away because we decided that we were going to industrialize the areas out on the outskirts or
Right.
in, you know, the internals. The truth is it's still there. So when there's an answer, I do believe that it's the one thing about local government that needs to stay at local government. You know, I don't believe that the legislature or the Senate or anyone else should be able to stick their nose into the business of what little bit of sovereignty we have as a local city. So there's that, which is, you know, point and counterpoint. But
Sure.
you know, I would say this: I hate occupational license fee, but I don't
No, I agree
need
with
someone
that.
else that's in Montgomery to tell me how we're going to balance the budget
Right.
of Rainbow City
Right.
without sending us money.
Sure. Well, we've been there.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Jeff, you want to read the statement about Amy Dozier?
Let me get to. I'm on our
I mean, everything.
our other.
How's Amy doing?
Man, I can't remember a time I voted that she wasn't in there.
Let me
I
tell you
mean,
something.
she's committed to
She
working
came
the
and
polls.
hung out with us
Friday night is a ball game, yeah.
at the football game. She came in the press box and hung out with Jerry and I and my son. He's a police officer here in Gadsden.
Be
Maybe,
specific.
maybe one day that'll happen over
That's
here.
right.
Anyway,
Be
We'll
specific.
fix that.
and she's incredible. She's one of the funniest, smartest ladies
Mhm.
that we have been blessed with in this area. And her and Doc are just a pillar of this county. So she's doing great.
Yeah.
But which one? There's so many questions. You
Enough
gotta go
from
back and read this.
No, it was just a statement from Amy Minton.
It just proves that Wes is, you know, it's his first time on the show. You know, I've answered all the questions. That
You
we
have.
That's true.
You know.
Yes, almost
Thank you.
weekly.
Thank you,
Oh,
Mayor.
I've
I
knocked
see.
that out. Yeah, so
All right.
we just leave you these 5
Well,
minutes.
I can tell you-
We'll send them with you.
I
Yeah.
can tell you on the campaign trail for Secretary of State coming out of that 20.
Yeah.
I mean, It was every meeting was how are you going to So
Yeah,
it's I've stood in the line of fire there for questioning for sure.
Amy Minton says, Amy Dozier Minton says,
Yeah.
great job to Mayor number 1,
Yeah.
Joe Taylor, Mayor Rainbow City. Number 1, Secretary of State Wes Allen, welcome to the city of Rainbow City. We appreciate you
Good to be here.
as a poll worker the last 10 years. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Keep up the awesome work. So she just wants to say thank
Poll
you.
workers are unsung public servants.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I had it down to an art or science, whichever one. And when I would travel around to pretty much all the precincts in Pike County on election day, I knew who would like bring food and cook and homemade pound cakes.
Yeah.
And, that
That's
sort
still
of thing.
that way?
Is
It is.
is it that way up here? Okay, we'll
You gotta
see.
get it early in
I
the morning, you'll
mean,
miss it.
yeah, I know. So, yeah, thank you to the poll workers. Thank you, Amy, for serving in that public capacity there.
Brett Tyler Smith did say he needs a revote on the mayor now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Come on, Brett. Man, you can be better than that. You
Jerry
want yourself to
Ramsey.
be better.
Jerry Ramsey, new elected city council in Rainbow City, part of the school board there in the city of Attala. That's a room full of great guys. Your
How's he
judgment is
doing?
questionable.
How's he doing in
Yeah.
his first couple?
He's doing well. He's
Yeah.
doing well. Jerry, I call him lucky because, Anita backed out and
true.
Jerry got to just step into that position.
Boy, that
of-
is. I don't know what that
No,
is.
he's doing well. I mean, Jerry spends a lot of time
Sure.
learning how to do municipal government,
That's
and
good.
it is tough, because we do have the things that we all in this room agree on, like occupational
Sure.
safety, and you want to know how can we get rid of that? Well, that takes some work on our part, and that's some of the work that we're about to enter into as a council. But Jerry's doing good. He doesn't quite know when to answer yes or no, but Beth's helping him out with that.
Well, he works with Jeff Colgrove, Superintendent Colgrove, so that's part of it. So,
But he did show up the other night.
He
I'm
did.
sorry, Jerry. I got to do this. He did what Jameson did. Right out the gate, shows up without a tie on. And I said,
And we've talked about
Did you
the
give
show.
him
have
one?
your tie with you. He ended up having to go home
Oh,
and get
no.
one and come back. But we got that fixed.
Jameson should have had him
that.
one.
Jameson.
Investigator
should have
should have had him one.
James just sat back and laughed.
He did. He set him up.
He did. All the while, Millie has one on her neck, right?
Jameson Jenkins is our young council member. You'll meet Jameson.
Okay.
Y'all may have met before.
Yeah.
But Jameson, his very first meeting, he comes walking down the hall and didn't have a tie on, had a coat on. And I said, Jameson, we've been sworn in tonight. I said, if you got a tie, he said, I've got one in the truck, so go get it. Put it on. He was 22 years old, 23 years old.
Oh, wow, he is young.
He comes back in and walks upstairs and walks up to me, and he's boy's proud. He's got that tie on. And he's working on that tie. And I said, see, you look 6 months older.
Well,
And so that's the
That's
relationship that I have
Yeah.
with Jameson.
but you had to
I have to
redo
be
the double
there.
Windsor, like Secretary has.
That's right, that's right.
I mean, okay.
That's
We
it.
appreciate it. All right, so let's do this real quick. There's some people that are asking on the YouTube live. What do you think is the mayor of Rainbow City? How has it been working with Secretary Allen? And what are your thoughts on his job as a Secretary of State and potential Lieutenant Governor?
I think the one thing that Secretary of State's office has given, first I can talk a little bit about business, and that is the streamlining of business services.
Right.
There. And that's absolutely working. The second one is going to be the fact that the Secretary of State's office, because of elections, has streamlined again a system that is adequate and it's validated and bona fide to the point that my city clerk is with 100% assurance can carry out our elections. And I think that's the most important thing that could come out of Wes's office is just being able to put together something that we can be sure of. And we are 100% sure of our election process.
That's right.
When we had one back in 20, we had a one vote election that went all the way to the circuit.
How scary is that?
And
We had
he
several
had
votes
several
next to
this
it.
Oh,
time.
have you did?
Really,
Did you?
but,
Okay.
getting to the end of that, knowing that our election process was so just fortified and protective of that primal vote opportunity of people and the citizenry. I think it's I can't brag enough on our Secretary of State's office. Now I know there are other states that just don't have that.
Sure.
I can't fix their problem, but I can say as a municipal elected official, I never had any doubts. And then just lately, watching them be able to, and Wes has done this, he moved all of the forms for elected officials out of the probate judge's office and online so that we can sit at home at night when we're not campaigning, fill out our disclosure forms and those kind of things. And again, he gave us back time.
Yeah.
And it's the one thing that's so precious. to us.
Sure. Heck yeah.
I think those are three things that I
That's
should
really good.
Thank you.
It's really good.
Thank you. Yeah. No.
You got Joe Taylor.
Yeah, no doubt.
Here's an interesting question. So at the end of the day or end of a long week, what do you do to just relax at home? Do you relax at home?
Watch
I go to the farm and get on my tractor.
Okay, that's what Jeff does.
I mean,
That'll work every
My
time.
man.
I was on it yesterday afternoon after church before I went to deacon ordination service last night. But yeah, that's
You
what
are
I do.
First Baptist.
That's always.
Oh, ain't no doubt, man. I'm Southern Baptist through and through, born and reared. Yeah. But no, I like to get on my tractor, and that's, y'all know. I mean, that just kind of helps, clear your mind, and because I spend a lot of time on the road, and a lot of time in the office, and I like to hunt and fish when I get the opportunity, but those times are far and few between.
All right. So YouTube guys are saying, okay, tractor, Kubota, John Deere,
Yeah, is this going?
Mahindra.
I bought a Kubota when I got my farm, so it's a little 70 horsepower 4-wheel
Got
drive.
my vote.
So I drive the orange,
That's right.
but I'm not. I mean, I grew up on a John Deere with my granddaddy, so
My son
so
is different. Now he'll be 18 on the 6th of December. But when he was a little boy, secretary,
Mhm.
Jerry and I it was hilarious. He was what, 5,
I
6
love
years old. He could, and I think I told you this. Will could hear
the difference.
the difference, and he go, "Daddy, that right there is a Mahindra."
That's what he's talking.
And I'm country, but not like that. He could tell it by the sound of it. But anyway,
That ain't no tractor.
that ain't no tractor, Daddy. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Good stuff. Anyway.
So, yeah, how about this? And I think this is a good question. You've been surrounded your whole life with great coaches.
Mhm.
And so I saw another question at the corner of my eye. Are you King James Version only?
he's at first.
You choose
he's
or
not.
or-
He's at first. I can answer that for
Perfect.
you. Don't answer that.
Don't answer that. Don't answer. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, I took the King James to church yesterday, but I got ESV too, so I got
Smart,
two. I keep
smart.
both.
Well, when he's a deacon at First Baptist, I'm First Baptist for a long time.
But you need
Many,
those
many
independent
years.
Baptist votes.
Yeah.
I understand.
Let's
I understand.
Schofield Bible. Don't even worry about it.
Let's keep it right there. Let's talk about some of the best leadership advice you've gotten over the years from coaches, mentors, and so forth.
Oh man, good gracious, Coach Stallings. I played for him. They don't make them like Coach Stallings anymore. I mean, those guys. I don't think know. Could they coach in today's environment?
No way. No way.
No chance.
Not in this county.
I don't know,
I think
but
we just saw one that did.
I mean, when you wear a tie and a sport coat on the sideline, I mean, we're never going to see ties and sport coats, I don't think, on the sideline anymore. But Coach Stallings was so good and so good about paying attention to detail and just getting up and working hard and knowing your role.
Yeah.
That was one thing he taught. Now listen, former walk-on, we've talked about it. But that's what being a part of that organization in Alabama was about, was knowing my role. My role was to get the defense ready.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Absolutely right.
I mean, that was my role. And I got an opportunity to kind of come off that scout team and participate with the 1s and 2s. But I think that was one of the most important lessons, is knowing your role and giving everything you've got to be the best you can possibly be. And whoever I was trying to emulate that week to the defense, I wanted to be the best at it.
Yeah.
And that was some tremendous advice, is knowing your role and just going out and getting after it each and every day.
Let's stay with Coach Stallings for a second.
Yeah.
His son. was-
John Mark.
Oh,
Yeah.
We played at a golf course a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
last
Mhm.
month.
we sure did.
And
It was hidden. The
wow.
the marker. It
Yeah,
was a hidden
so
marker
it's an obscure golf course down in
in
Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa.
On one of the tee boxes, there's a
Mhm.
big marker there
Mhm.
talking about
Mhm.
him, and
Mhm.
it was just pretty cool. I don't know why they don't
I
advertise.
said this marker is here for John Mark, and,
Yeah.
and Jerry said, "Wait a minute,
Little
I was-
Johnny.
Yeah, I was
Little
getting ready
Johnny.
to tee off, and he said, come look at this." And we
Yeah.
all kind of went over and looked.
Sure.
Just a
I can remember him in the training room when we'd all go in pre practice and
Yeah.
get our ankles taped and all. He'd be in there checking on everybody. I mean, just a joy to be around,
Heck yeah.
and taught us a lot.
all right. So
Were you guys doing lower gym workouts back then? Or that quit before you got there?
Oh, that was before I got there, but
Yeah.
they put us in that indoor facility.
Yeah.
And
Larry
you know,
Don told me some stories.
Yeah,
Larry
they-
Don Rose about
they
the lower
Don't bring
gym.
your cousin into this because
Yeah.
he's different. Who's your sports? Somebody asked who's your sports hero growing up. We're getting personal now.
oh man.
Bring him in. Sports hero is
Sports
this.
hero.
Mine's Joe Taylor.
Cal Ripken. Over here.
Man, that's a difficult question. As a kid, growing up 12 miles from campus and growing up as a Bama guy, Joey Jones.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you're a receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed watching him play.
We talked to him not too long ago.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I
Yeah,
mean, you know, watching him and just so many, you know, so, but yeah.
Joey's a
In,
good
in
one.
lot of-
politics,
hmm
Mr. Secretary, if politics disappear tomorrow, what job would you want?
Want?
Or want? What would you want to do?
Retire.
They
Well,
said
see,
want, so-
Yeah, you know, I was going to be an athletics director. That was my career path until God changed that. I don't know that I could go into that now
Sure,
because
you
of the
You're
way
Secretary
that
of
the
State.
yeah,
What you
well,
want.
because of the way that the kind of college athletics has transformed. I don't know. My wife and I own commercial real estate now and do some development type work. So I'd probably just go in to do that
Yeah.
full
Live
time.
right there.
Yeah.
That's
I've
right.
always
That's
wanted to
what
be
I
a
do.
general manager, an NFL general manager. It's my dream
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now you can
absolutely.
be a
fun.
college general manager.
Yeah, that's
It's-
right.
it's-
That's where it's headed.
Director
Yeah.
for operations.
That's where it's
that
headed.
kind of stuff.
All right. So your funniest campaign story so far.
Okay.
Let's get to the human side. Has it been with Joe Taylor or something else?
It hadn't been with Joe Taylor. No offense.
Today it will.
No offense.
Can you believe I went on
I've
this
got
stupid show?
I-
That was idiots.
I know the answer to this question. I'm campaigning for Secretary of State. It is close to, this is 21, October of 21. It is close to Halloween. I am in North Jefferson County at an event, and I'm got the address in my phone. I'm following the GPS to where I'm going, and it's a pizza joint. But on the back side of this restaurant, they've got a haunted house connected to it. I'm like, this is not the right place. I'm not right. But I walk in, I'm in the right spot. So I'm getting up there giving my pitch about why I'm the best choice for Secretary of State. And I hear the Texas Chainsaw Massacre going on behind me in the wall, like where you're sitting. It was like right behind me.
Oh my God.
And people are, running for their lives, screaming, running into the walls. You could hear them crashing into the walls behind me. And I'm like, how do you I couldn't concentrate. I mean, what do you
You're
with that?
defeated.
So yeah, I'm like, I just give up. So anyway, vote for Wes. That's
And
what
you
I
didn't
said.
realize that was so close to what the job actually was.
Right. Probably so. Probably so.
So friendly.
Yeah.
So where have you taken him to eat? Have we fed him
I
yet?
haven't talked about that yet. As a matter of fact, he showed up. We jumped in the car and headed down here. We'll figure that out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Joe knows.
Got to find something.
Good. I'm sure there are plenty of places.
There's no
Oh,
doubts
oh,
on that.
oh.
Rainbow
We are going
Cities.
to carry him out to one of the show's sponsors, to Choice Fabricators.
Yeah.
They've got that
Heck yeah.
$1 million expansion going
It's
on.
amazing.
I think that was one of the things that I would have said a minute ago. I believe that the lieutenant governor becomes one of the most prominent economic development
Oh, no doubt.
people for the state of Alabama. I think he's the one that's sitting there with the Senate, putting together the ability to provide incentive to new business corporations coming into our state and especially into this city. We've watched just in the last few weeks us bring SMD metals in and us do a lot of
Huge
that, at a grassroots level inside the city, dealing with those owners. And I think there's more that can come from the state and from the legislative branch to help us to begin to really bolster our economic development.
Right. Workforce development
Practices,
is
no doubt
front
about
and
it.
center, and we've done so many good things, and we got to keep that going.
That's
Because
right.
we got to make sure our kids today are ready to work and have the jobs to step into, and
That's
are
right.
qualified to do it, and are trained to do it. And I got a quick story. There's a kid in Pike County that was homeschooled, but he also dual enrolled at a community college, and he was training to be HVAC,
Mhm.
heating and cooling.
Mhm.
He graduated from his homeschool cooperative or whatever it was at the homeschool graduation, but he also graduated at the same time with a certificate in HVAC and being ready to go to work. And he went to work like days into the summer at Lockheed Martin working on their
Sure.
heating and air.
Sure.
I mean, making, my word, guys,
Mhm.
as a 19-year-old. So, you know, we got to make sure they're ready to go. Alan at Gaston
Mhm.
State's doing a wonderful job
Oh,
in
no doubt.
preparation for that. And those are some things that we got to continue to work on as a state workforce development.
Yeah, I've seen Alan go a long way. He built my
Yeah.
cabinets in my
Yeah.
house.
That's
That ain't
up
been that
in-
long ago.
That's right.
Some may say he went down.
a fact.
He was a great cabinet maker, I'll say that.
That's what I hear.
Well, we're so blessed. Thank you, Mayor Joe Taylor, for always just being who you are and being a friend, but being a voice for Rainbow City beyond the city limits. In the county, you work your tail off. In the state, it's obvious with who you brought through these doors. Even maybe not on a show, you just, hey, I want you to meet this guy real
Right.
quick. And Secretary Wes Allen, thank you for
Yes,
being
sir.
here. So we want you to do us a favor. Look in this camera right here
Okay.
and tell the voters of the state of Alabama why they should, or why you should earn their vote as the new Lieutenant Governor in 2026.
Sure. Thank you very much. No, listen, it's an honor and a privilege to be with y'all today. I appreciate the opportunity to sit down and talk. These are the conversations that are really, really good, and I enjoy them. But I'm the most qualified to be the next Republican Lieutenant Governor because of the experience. I served as a probate judge. No matter who walked through those doors of the Pike County Courthouse, they needed help. And they had a stump in the road. And no matter if we could sell them a car tag or sell them renew their driver's license or record their deed or mortgage, when they stepped foot in the Pike County Courthouse, it was our job to help them. And we wanted to make sure we got them in front of the right people that could help solve their problem. No matter if it was a Social Security issue, no matter if it was a VA issue, no matter if it was a revenue issue or whatever they needed, we wanted to make sure we helped them with that. And we took that same philosophy to the Alabama legislature. The same values in the courthouse, same values in the state house, to make sure we cut red tape, we cut wasteful spending, make sure that we are protecting our children. I sponsored and passed a bill that prohibited the cross-sex hormones and the puberty blockers and the surgeries for minors to protect those children back in 2020 and 2022, sponsoring that piece of legislation. And carried all of that to the Secretary of State's office to fortify elections to make sure people can depend and can rest good at night when they lay down and they can see that and trust that our elections are safe, secure, transparent, and accountable. And we want to make sure we continue that as we move forward into this new role as Lieutenant Governor. We want to continue to protect Alabama. We want to continue the workforce development efforts. We want to continue to attack red tape and the bureaucracy and get it out of the way so people can be successful at the end of the day and to take care of their families. And we want families to be successful here in the state of Alabama. And so we're very, very proud of what we've been able to accomplish in the judicial, legislative, and executive branch. And I'm proud of my record, and I'm proud of my family, and I'm proud of Alabama. No matter where I go, here's what I know about Alabama. They're proud of their families. They're proud of their family name. They're proud of their communities. They're proud of their churches. They're proud of their civic groups. They're proud of their history. And we got to make sure we protect each and every one of them and make sure we keep Alabama, Alabama.
That's right.
Yeah, I think I'd say one thing just before we go, and I think I'd be remiss if I didn't do it. This is not a homecoming queen contest.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that get in and out of these races because they have a name recognition or whatever. We need to be looking for people that can get in here and do the job. And somebody that's got a pedigree of getting that work done, getting that work done in a governmental, inside the governmental walls. And I think Wes is the only guy out there that can bring that together and actually bring all of those different disciplines to that one job. And that Lieutenant Governor's job is without a doubt, arguably the most critical job in the state of Alabama. And I think
Sure.
that he's the guy to do that.
Thank you, Mayor.
No, hey, thank you so much for taking time to be
Yes,
with us.
sir.
And,
My pleasure. Thank y'all.
Joe?
He outdressed me, guys.
You did.
I'm sorry.
It hurts me to
never
say,
gonna live
man.
down.
I'll never leave
Hey,
that.
Jerry Ramsey, Jameson.
No.
Joe ain't got no towel
Yeah,
on.
Tom.
Take note.
I
Just
don't
say
do it that way.
I'm just saying.
We're going to get the clip.
Yeah.
Secretary West Allen is going to be helping him tie that double
That's right,
Windsor.
yeah.
Yeah, it's coming.
That's awesome.
It's coming. Guys, stay close, stay clean. Thank you so much for joining us right here on the
Go
Mayor Joe
vote.
Taylor Show. You see it. Your mayor right here, America's mayor, as some would say.
Right.
Matter of fact, it's trending there. Hashtag America's. I'm
mayor.
looking at it.
Yeah.
Hashtag America's mayor. That's so funny.
You ain't got one of them absentee ballots on you, do you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
That was a test.
We'll just
It was a
print, we'll
test.
print that up. Don't even worry about it. Just thank you, Sheriff Jonathan Horton, and all that you do. The Sheriff's Tip Line, Joey Jones Construction, Shellnut and Varner Attorneys at Law. Thank you guys for always taking care, being an exclusive law firm. With Jerry on our side, we need you.
That's hurtful.
Of Kapow Media, the Gadsden Mall. Thank you guys. River Rocks Landing.
Mhm.
Boy, my wife went out, Jerry, to the Picnic restaurant there the other night with the
Oh, you're
teachers
missing
and
out.
some of her staff
Missing
at the
out,
school.
Joe.
I had a great time there. So go out there, River Rocks Landing and Resorts. You can get you a little tiny home right there on the river. Just tell them you want a view of Wes Long's house. Don't even worry about it. And then Rick's Drugs in Atala, Etowah Used Cars, Twin City Used Cars, State Rep Mac
I'm not saying his name.
Butler. Oh, this was Sassour there. Longs and Associates, and everybody that just brings Kapow Media to you and the Mayor Joe Taylor Show every single time.
Hey, you know who you left out?
Who?
Too, you left out the Exchange Bank.
Rainbow City. I'm looking
You
at
left
it.
out the Exchange Bank. Chris
Exchange
Ray's not going to be
Bank.
happy.
No, we got that.
Don't even worry about
Sorry,
that.
Chris.
Don't even go out to Exchange Bank. New Image Weight Loss. Thank you
Why did
guys.
you look at me when he said that?
Well, because you've done.
I'm staying out of this.
You've done wonderful job. It's easy for skinny people to say.
Really?
And-
Don't do this.
And
I'm staying out of this. Don't over here drinking
Mayor
my
told us
coffee.
that we're on the same shot. Leave it alone.
I'm trying.
And then Choice Fabricators, which you guys are going to go see today. Thank
We
you
love
guys.
David.
You guys are so valued by Jerry and myself and our families, but also this community, because what you just say, hey, let's get the truth out. No matter what it costs, no matter what it looks like, let's get the truth out. Thank you so much, Mayor. Appreciate you. Any last words, Mayor?
No, I'm good. I appreciate it.